Hello there, it's me again. Um, it's Bank Holiday Monday. I'm on day 3 of a 4-day stretch off work, so what better time for me to do a video than now? I might put this out today and move away from just doing it every Thursday and just do them whenever they're ready, because looking around me, I've got more pickups to go through than I've had in ages. So I might just do them when I've got enough to make a decent video without making them too long. I'll see what happens. So general updates. I've got new glasses so I can actually see, and I've got the blue filter on it, so that should be better when I'm using screens at work and at home. Other than that, I've been working a lot. I'm now at a point where, because of courses and annual leave, I'm going to be in the office for like 6 days in the next 8 weeks. So that's a positive in some way, a bit of a negative in the others, because I've got a few days to get everything in order for people to take over from me, which it's not really in that place at the moment. But I digress, because I'm here to talk about the game collection and stuff like that. So let's go with the challenges. I've got the challenge for only buying games when I've completed another game, which obviously I've failed already. But I am being more picky, as you'll see when I get into other parts of what I've picked up. But I've been playing The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5. I started playing The Last of Us, the PS3 version, streaming it from PS Plus a few years ago, and hated it because everything was just so dark. Then watched the show last year and decided that I wanted to play it, and was then kicking myself for not buying it when Argos had it for like 26 quid about a week before the show came out, and then I didn't get it for ages because it was too expensive. Prices started to come down now, so I've got it. I finished it, and one of the things that really impressed me with it was just, well, more impressed me with the show than the game, was just how much of the show was literally just scenes lifted straight out of the game, which threw me. But lovely game. Hannah's playing through now. She did a stream of it last night, which comes into something that's going to come up later in the video. But once she's finished that, we're going to trade it in and get part 2 to continue the story. But because I'm allowed a game from my list when I complete a game, I now have Premier Manager 64 for the N64. I think I've mentioned before, I bought this when I was younger from one of those magazines that you get, or used to get in magazines. Got it mail order, and it came on a school night, and I said, yeah, I'm just going to play a couple of matches and then I'll be fine, I'll go to bed. And I stayed up till about 4 AM playing it. I've always got sucked into football management games. Well, football games in general I tend to get sucked into, to the extent that I've had to pretty much just quit playing FIFA completely. Although it's interesting that I read yesterday that 2K have now got the FIFA license, so it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as that's concerned. Yeah. But I've got Premier Manager 64, which means I'm halfway through my list of games. Actually, that wasn't for The Last of Us. That was for completing Superliminal, which is a really good puzzle game, using different perspectives, and yeah, you have to play it to get it. But anyway, I've done that. I've done The Last of Us, and I've got a game on the way for completing that one. Since playing that, I've started on Uncharted 2, which I'm enjoying. I played the first one a couple of years ago, and I've now finally moved on to the second. I've bought Paper Mario 1000 Year Door for the Switch, mainly for convenience. I've got it on the GameCube, but I wanted the convenience of playing it on the Switch in the house and doing handheld while Hannah's playing other games. And I've also bought Anno 1800, based on many recommendations from George from the Unofficial Controller podcast. I gather it's a city builder. I've not got much experience with city builders, but I enjoyed Jurassic World Evolution, so I'm hoping there'll be some similar elements, because otherwise I'm a bit stuffed. And I've recently started a new diet. I'm not going to go into detail as far as what the diet is, because it's not a particularly healthy one. But what I'm having to eat more often than not on it is steak and eggs, which is fantastic. I've lost a couple of pounds. Well, I've lost about 4 pounds, but that includes weight that I put back on. But for the pounds that I've lost, Hannah has given me Winter Challenge for the Mega Drive, which I've never played it before, but it's one of those ones that's in a cardboard box. Which I don't think there's too many for the Mega Drive in cardboard boxes, but as well as it being in the cardboard box, we also have postcards in it that came with the game as well, and the box is in really good condition, so I'm very happy to have that one in the collection. And I said to Hannah when we said that she could choose what games I get for losing weight, that she just needs to bear in mind, because games that I would necessarily want are more of the expensive end, that she could just go for sports fodder. So she has full blown gone for sports fodder with European Club Soccer. Again, it's a sports game that I've never played. I'd never heard of it when I was younger. I'll probably give it a little play, but other than that, it's just going to go and get added into the Mega Drive collection over there, which I did a very quick short on last week, just to fill the gap, because Hannah was a bit delayed in putting a video out. So those are what I've picked up as a result of the challenges. But going on to the Mega Drive collection, with Hannah's stream last night, I made a bet with her, because I've tried streaming many times before and no one ever watches those streams. But I said that if she was to stream, she would get more viewers than I ever get. So she streamed for 2 hours last night, and I said if she got more than 3 viewers, then I win. And the deal we came up with was that if she won the bet, she would get the Japanese Paper Mario for the N64. If I won, I would get 2 Mega Drive games for an equivalent value, because that will take me up to 100 Mega Drive games in total. She got 10 viewers, so I've got 2 Mega Drive games coming. Don't know what games they're going to be yet, but hopefully, given there's a higher budget than normal, I will get some that are going to be decent to play. So, pickups other than based around challenges. As I've mentioned many times before, I listen to the Unofficial Control podcast and I do challenges on their Discord. The challenge for June is a Pokemon Go challenge, just to catch the heaviest Pokemon you can, and that's the sticker that we've got for this month's challenge. As always, I'll put links to their Discord in there if you want to chat to like-minded gamers and maybe win a little prize. But they've recently started doing a subscription thing, and they did something for early adopters. So I pay X amount per month, but because I did it so early, I got a little crate with a load of goodies in last week. The first thing was a t-shirt with their artwork on it, and it says early adopter. If I'd thought about it sooner, I probably would have been wearing that t-shirt right now, but it's in the wash. So there is a t-shirt. But as well as that, we have a wooden wall hanger with some of their artwork on it. We have a postcard with that same artwork on it. We have a magnet made by the Wooden Postcard Company in Suffolk on there. We have some of the old artwork signed by George and Retro Gamer Thomas from the show. There was a bag of skips. There is a sticker with the current artwork on it. There is also, you got to choose your favourite episode from past episodes to have on a cassette. So I chose, oh god, I can see the reflection of my reflection in there. So I chose to have the first however many minutes of their first interview with Mike Rouse, who is Retro Gamer Boy on YouTube, who is going for a full Mega Drive collection, but he's also worked for Sony, Microsoft, all the big names, and he's also he works for Antstream now. Just an amazing guy, and I could happily listen to him for weeks talking about games. If you've never watched him, check him out. So, I've gone through challenges and that. So, let's just get on to the normal pickups, and then that'll actually, considering the amount of stuff I had to cover, this will be a relatively quick video. So, I got the SNES for Christmas, and we went to Arming Hall Car Boot a couple of weeks ago, and there's a guy there who sells retro games from his collection. Sells a lot of Spectrum, Commodore, Master System, but I managed to pick up FIFA for the SNES, which I know isn't the most exciting, but it's all boxed and complete. We got that plus Hannah's Postman Pack game from last week, and there was another game, but I can't remember what that one was. We got those three for £10, so very happy with that. While I was mooching around on eBay a couple of weeks ago, I decided I'd have a look at SNES games, and I managed to get Super Mario Kart for the SNES. I appreciate I've got it on many other things I can play on, but it's nice to have the original game on the original console. And it's even got the original Woolworths price label on it as well. Yeah, very happy to have that one in the collection, and it's got me thinking, do I want to, in the same way that Hannah's going for the Mario Party games, do I want to go all out for the Mario Kart games? We'll see. The other things that we've picked up, Hannah will have covered a deal that she saw on Facebook. I think it was actually found by Bada Binkster, and it was local to us, so we decided to go for it. There were a few bits that Hannah wanted in there, but the bits that I've taken out from there, we've got a few Spectrum games, which, although I've got the Spectrum and I've got some games for it now, I just need a cassette player to rig it up, and then I can have a proper go on it. But we've got Gangster, we've got Gridiron 2, we've got Endzone, which is an American football management game, which football management could be good for me. Monte Carlo Casino. Oh, these aren't Spectrum, these are Commodore. What am I doing? And we've also got Army Days. With these being Commodore rather than Spectrum, I think I may need to go and buy myself a Commodore now. Just as soon as I can persuade Hannah to let me spend money. Also in that box that we got a Logic 3 Predator light gun. I've never played too many light gun games at home, but this has got both the Sega Saturn connector and PlayStation connector as well. So if I can find myself some games, whether I've already got them or whether I need to buy them, that are compatible with it, I could have a nice little session in here with the light gun. So that's an added bonus. And the final thing that I got in that box is the thing that attracted me to it in the first place, which is the Sega Saturn Arcade Racer in its box, and it is a lovely looking bit of kit, and I'm going to see whether I can get myself a little table to go in here so I can sit here, and I've got Sega Rally over there for the Saturn, so I can get that proper going, give myself a nice little arcade experience in the garage. So other than that, I decided on a whim to get myself an Atari Woody. I had one of these in my early 20s because I bought a massive box of retro consoles for £50, and it was literally a washing machine box full of consoles. And it had one of these, it had a Panasonic G7000, had a SNES, had multiple Mega Drives, had a box Game Boy Advance, just so much stuff that you'd be paying close to that for solo nowadays. And I just had this massive box full of old consoles, and they did all work. Over the years, they've been sold off for various reasons, and I know that when I sold my previous Woody, I got 99p plus postage for it, because it was before retro really became mainstream. So I've paid a bit more than 99p for this. It is spares and repair. It does need a clean up, and it also needs a power adapter. I bought a power adapter, but I managed to get the wrong power adapter, which won't work with any of my plugs. So that's another one to get ordered, then I can get a game, then I can get it tested, and if it doesn't work, then it's something that I can practice soldering on. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. So the final pickup that I've got to show you today is a really special one. There's a guy that I follow on Instagram called So Retrosoft, and he makes these really lovely point and click inspired or retro game inspired embroidered cushions. Hannah got me one for my birthday a couple of years ago. It might have been Father's Day. Ahead of Return to Monkey Island coming out, she ordered that for me, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And there's a thing that he's been showing on his page recently that I saw it and I wanted it, but normally he puts things on for ages before he puts them up for sale, because he'll do loads of prototypes first. And I think when Hannah bought that cushion, he actually said, no, it's just a hobby, I don't really sell my stuff. But then I saw the other day that he'd put this one up for sale on his shop on eBay. I'll probably put a link to his shop as well on the description to this. But it's like a felted and embroidered navigator's heads necklace from Monkey Island, and it's so quirky, it's so unique, and it's Monkey Island based, and I desperately wanted it, and it's arrived, and it is even better than I thought it was going to be, and I absolutely love it. And he also included something that's going to go on my work bag, and asked me about Loom patch, like the badge within the first Monkey Island game. So I am chuffed to bits about that, and if you want like a unique thing to add to your games room, you can go a hell of a lot worse than looking at So Retrosoft, because his stuff is phenomenal. But with that, I think I've hit the point where I've shown you everything that's new for me. Yeah, that's it. So obviously next time I'm on, it'll be, hopefully I'll have a couple of new games to show you that I've got from challenges, and I'll see what other interesting things I can find. In the meantime, have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.